Hi everyone, my name is Amirtha, and today I'm going to be talking about Croatia and its fascist ideologies and practices during the late 1920s and early 1940s. So, in order to understand how the Croatian Ultranationalist Party really came into power, we need to understand the history behind it. So, Croatia was initially part of the Yugoslavian kingdom during the 1920s. There are already a lot of ethnic collisions going on in the Yugoslavian kingdom because of differing perceptions of what the common state should be. So, the majority of the population, the Serbs and the Croats, um, were the defining factor of the differing perceptions. The Serbs wanted the creation of a strong federal state of Yugoslavia, and the Croatian leaders wanted a Yugoslavian step towards a fully independent Croat nation state. So this caused a lot of calamity in the country. King Alexander assumes dictatorial power in 1929, and he tries his best to calm down this calamity, but fails. Ante Pavlik starts the Ustasi party in 1929, and he goes to Italy in order to get more support on his views with his followers. And in 1934, King Alexander is assassinated, which is orchestrated by the Ustasha party. The Ustasha party really gains more momentum when Germany and Italy, orchestrated by Hitler and Mussolini, invades and partitioned the Yugoslavian kingdom in 1941. Croatia becomes an independent nation as a result and also becomes an ally of Nazi Germany. And as a result of that, the Ustasha regime gains more popularity and established the NDH. I gave the full name for the NDH below. And it's proclaimed in April 10th, 1941, and basically led by the Ustasha regiment by Ante Pavlik. And during this time, Ante Pavlik produced his Pavlik Papers, a doctrine that the Ustasha used. And the reading that I was assigned described it as the mystical tablet of Mosaic law. And you can go ahead and in the next few slides, you'll see some points that the big ideas that is represented in the law and the quote unquote law and the fascist ideologies that correlate with these laws. So go ahead, take some time to read this, and you will see how this doctrine here contributes to xenophobia. As you can see, this rule has a tone of detestment towards immigrants, and and as seen from the last part, someone in Croatia who does not originate from a peasant family is not a Croat at all, but a foreign immigrant. Even if you have or if you're from a different descent or were born in the region of Croatia, or if you're not Roman Catholic, you were treated as an immigrant and you were basically treated as an alien to the country. And on the picture to the right, you can see an image of idealized Croatia where it only consists of people who are purely Croatian. No diversity in the country. Go ahead and read this slide as well. You can also see this is another big idea that contributes to the fascist ideology of extreme military power. From this, you can identify how the fascist regime can really come into fruition. The Ustasha consider a strong military force to be an immense driving factor to become a strong independent state. But also, as one can see, this can be used as a scapegoat to maintain control of people, which I will talk about in the next upcoming slides. Go ahead and read this. This also correlates with one of the fascist ideologies. This is one of the anti democratic views. So one thing you can find right out of the bat when you're reading this is the term balanced breeding, which references eugenics to create a nation where people are purely where people who are purely Croats can be with people who are purely Croats and keep their family line fully Croat lineage in order to create a supreme race to fit the ultra nationalist Croatian state during the time. Um, this is very anti democratic, which relates with the fascist ideologies because in a democratic country, everyone has a place and everyone has a voice. And this one is just people who are Croats provide security and they have guaranteed survival in the state. So you can really see the transition from the theory going into practice in the Croatia's Ustaš movement fascist practices. Um, the ideology of using violence to maintain order, the strong military force. You can see on the picture to your right a group of Ustaše members using guns to maintain order, to round up Jews, round up Serbians, people who oppose views. The Ustaš movement passed, or the Ustash leaders passed economic reforms. And what the economic reforms did was it eliminated state and local governments. This affected the Serbs and Jews in politics because they lost their jobs and they lost their place in their community. And lastly, Jasnovac, a concentration camp in Croatia, was established in order to round up Jews, Serbs, Romas, and all in all, the Ustash brutalized and massacred 300,000 Serbians, 30,000 Jews, and 29,000 Romas during their 4 year reign of terror in Croatia. I want to preface this by saying, by ending this by saying, more documents become more accessible and more research is being conducted into the records of the Ustasha regime, and historians may be able to determine more accurate numbers of the victims than the one I had mentioned already. So I just want to preface this. The number is not exact, but it is an approximate. Thank you for your attention. These are my sources. Let me know if you have any questions or comments.